Phase 3 comes out the 4th of April, and Blizzard has released a preview video right here, which we're gonna go through right now.
Hi everyone,
Hi.
I'm Clay Stone, Associate Production Director of WoW Classic.
Okay.
Welcome to our Season of Discovery Phase 3 preview.
Damn.
As our team has shared in the past, we have been blown away by the reception to Season of Discovery, and we're so excited to share this sneak peek at what's ahead with you.
Okay.
So with that, let's take a look at what we'll be covering today. We'll kick things off with raid information. Then, a preview of rune abilities, followed by our PvP updates,
Okay.
changes and additions being made to world events,
Oh.
a look at what's coming to professions, and close it out with a very important system update.
They're probably gonna do a big announcement at the end, right? I will just say though, I did not expect it to be this soon. I thought we had another month to go. For me personally, I think it's a welcome change. I'm all for it. I'm all for that it's already coming out. I don't know how you guys are feeling about it, but I mean, I think it's awesome that it's coming out soon. But I know some people will probably have wanted a little bit more time before Phase 3. But let me know what you guys think, I guess, of course.
And more, which you're definitely going to want to stick around for.
I think it's
All right.
nice, personally.
So just like last time, some disclaimers.
Okay.
We're going to put the build up on PTR soon to check our era and hardcore realms. But like all the other phases, Phase 3 of Season of Discovery will not have a PTR for player testing.
Nice. Good.
Still, there will be some data mining that occurs in advance of the launch.
Yeah.
But as we've been saying since the beginning of Season of Discovery, not everything data mined will actually be in the phase or future phases. So speculators beware.
Cool.
And conversely, there's more to discover in this upcoming phase and beyond than we're going to talk about ahead of time.
Yeah.
And we want your feedback. Everything we do across Classic continues to be a journey that is co-written by you,
That's
the
cool.
players. And we can't wait to hear your thoughts on all of it. All right, so I'm sure it is a total surprise that absolutely no one saw coming that
here
the
we
Temple
go.
of Atal Hakar, aka the Sunken Temple, will be our new and first 20-player level up raid. This
I cannot wait for all the comments about that. I've already been added so many times, man. I don't know what you guys think about a 20-man raid. I personally think 20-man raid is the perfect in-between between actually feeling like a raid but not being too annoying to set up. The 10-man raids for me are fun. They're really fast to do and easy, but it doesn't feel as much like a raid. I think 20-man feels like a raid. 40-man for me can be a little bit tedious to set up, but it can be epic, right? But I think 20-man is a good in-between, personally.
raid is jam-packed with 8 bosses,
8 bosses?
tons of new items, including new item sets, new and revamped epic drops, and up-leveled and rebalanced quest rewards.
Dude, I knew they were gonna do that. Yeah, the diamond flask, like all those. Oh, dude, sorry, I'm getting really excited here. Dude, I knew they were gonna do that, man.
This is also when the level 50 class quests come online,
Yeah.
which will provide a wide array
Sorry,
of
get-
powerful items for each class. Jumping into a quick preview of a
Ooh.
few of the bosses, the first boss in this raid is Atalarion, a massive berserker
Okay.
troll that acts as a bit of a janitor, cleaning up or potentially eating any person or thing that happens to fall down from the atrium above. If the fall doesn't kill you, this guy definitely will. Next up, we have a brand new boss, the Festering Rot Slime. This engorged, gelatinous monster inexorably patrols one of the outer
Oh,
rings of
come
the
on.
Sunken Temple, consuming any wandering adventurers hapless enough to cross its path. A bit further into the
Okay.
raid, we have Jamal An and Ogam, a priest and an undead avenger. Utterly
This boss will be fun, I think. It's like a duo boss, like 2 tanks, right?
dedicated to seeing the blood god Hakar return to the
will
mortal
be good.
world. These two will keep you on your toes and have a few tricks up their sleeve to keep the fight interesting
sick.
each time you encounter them. The last boss in this preview is the mighty green dragon, Aranicus.
Yeah.
Aranicus has been having a bit of a bad dream
Doesn't
for the
look
past
new.
few decades, and that dream is manifesting in our world in a variety of ways,
Okay.
which Nora will talk about in just a little bit. For those that make it to his lair, we can't recommend waking this big beast up, but if you do and are able to prevail, a lot of sweet loot will no doubt await you.
Dude, I don't know what it is. I'm already way more hyped for Phase 3 than I was for Phase 2. Like, I'm not sure what it is. Like, this seems like pretty good already, but we'll see, I guess.
Speaking of loot, here's a quick look at some of the awesome rewards you'll find inside the Sunken
Okay.
Temple. First up, we have a new take on the Drakestone item with a new Shadow
okay.
Arcane spell damage variant. Next up is a rather unique weapon. Yes, it's an axe gun. Shamans and paladins have felt left out for quite some time when it comes to having ranged weapons, and short of Egan's blaster, there's
The Gax. It's a Gax. Fire the gun axe at your target, dealing 122 to 158 fire damage, and an additional 75 over 10 seconds, 1 minute cooldown. I mean, it's a pretty fast two-hander, though. The stats aren't the best. I mean, stats are nice, but it's pretty fast. That's interesting.
not much for them. Now, you too
Okay.
can have a gun that you can swing like an axe or shoot like a gun.
Cool.
With a cooldown, of course.
Okay.
It's unfortunately a bit slow on the
Interesting.
reload. Lastly, we have a quick look
Ah.
at our tier tokens.
It's good that they do this.
Similar to AQ40, we'll have 2 different tokens with several classes on each.
Mm-hmm.
We really like the token system in Nomergon, but it sometimes felt a bit bad to be
Yeah.
rolling against the entire raid whenever one dropped. So now we'll have 2 different tokens, and multiple will drop on each boss that can drop set tokens.
I think this is a W. I do agree with that. I think it was like too much, man. Every time a token dropped, man, it's like you're rolling against 9 people. And in this case, it will be 20, I guess. Or 19.
And here's a quick look at some of the epic rewards.
So, Maximus-
First off, we've got a glow up for the classic Embrace of the Serpent robe for
Damn.
healers. We've also updated the sword Dragon's Call. One cool thing about this weapon is that
Oh,
we've added
shit.
several brand new glow effects for weapons in this patch.
That's a slow one-hander, man. What the? Wait, hold on. That's a very, very slow one-hander. It's dude, look at, like, bro. Compared to Thrashblade, this is basically Prebus for, like, level 60, like, raids. And this one is already so much more juiced up. That's crazy. There's slower ones? Okay.
And this is one of the
No,
first
the slow one-handers are good, obviously.
items
yeah.
to take advantage of having a very fancy, but still quite classic, new glow.
I
And
like
just
that.
like in previous raids, we've got several fun items lined up as well.
Okay.
The first item is the Atalai Blood Ceremony, which allows you and a friend or frenemy to play a deadly game where only one survives.
What?
This item is great for when you need to decide something, and a
Gamba.
coin flip just won't cut it. The Unorthodox Hex Stick allows you to embrace your inner critter and transform into a disgusting little creepy crawler to dazzle and disgust your friends.
Oh,
These are just a few examples, and there are several cool things coming with this patch.
okay.
We've intentionally left the best ones for you to discover yourself.
That's good.
Lastly,
Nice.
one bit of feedback we took to heart this patch was that a lot of updated quest rewards for previous level up raids could feel a bit underwhelming.
Yeah.
So for Sunken Temple,
50.
we've actually gone a step further and helped rebalance and restat many of the existing quest rewards.
Okay.
The first example here is a Vanguard helm, and you can see we've made it a bit more attractive to the classes that can use it.
That's a lot of stamina, man. Holy crap.
And Helm of Exile as well. And while
Yeah.
not a quest reward, we have also carried forward
I think these are this is the quest from Hinterlands, I believe, right? I think
some of the work we did updating dungeon drops in the previous phase, and revamped even more dungeon drop rewards, including Princess
Yep.
Theradras's Scepter. And with that,
Oh.
I'll turn it over to Matt to give
Okay,
us a preview
cool.
of runes and just some of the new abilities you'll get access to.
Okay, let's check
Hey
it out.
folks, I'm Matt Everett, Senior
Hi.
Engineer on the Classic team.
I'm Matt.
I'll go over some of the new runes you might find in Phase 3.
Yeah.
Before that, I want to note that we heard your feedback that a lot of runes last phase weren't accessible until level 40. We've tried to balance Phase 3, so you'll find more runes while leveling, but you'll still have some to look forward to at 50.
Okay.
Let's look at Druids first. Gore gives you a chance to reset some key feral cooldowns and generate some rage. And Improved Barkskin gives you all the benefits of Barkskin without the drawbacks, and you can cast it on your friends.
That's insane. What? You can bark skin someone else? Holy. That's literally that's insane for PvP.
Benefits of Barkskin without the drawbacks, and you can cast it on your friends.
Damn.
Next up are Hunters.
Hunters.
With Lock and Load, your traps grant you a free shot with no cooldown. This could
Wait, what? Each time one of your traps is triggered, your next shot ability within 20 seconds costs no mana and does not incur a cooldown. Okay. I was gonna say like maybe you can do an instant aimed shot, but it's not. It doesn't say that it's like insta cast, right? Shoot frost trap, shoot fire trap, shoot. Yeah, it's like a clear cast. You could go like a trap build. Yeah, double chimera though. Yeah.
cooldown. This could be a great 1-2 punch with something like double Chimera Shot.
Yeah.
Focus Fire lets your pet build up Frenzy, which increases its attack speed. You can activate it to consume your pet's Frenzy, boosting your attack speed and granting your pet focus. Next up are mages. Deep Freeze is a powerful fire.
Are you kidding me? Dude, I bet Soryu is goddamn... He is, like, creaming over this, man. Are you joking they're gonna get Deep Freeze? That is insane.
5-second stun on a frozen target.
What?
If the target's immune to stuns, it takes significant damage instead. Balefire Bolt lets you live on the edge of risk and reward, dealing heavy damage but decreasing your spirit.
What?
If you reach 0 spirit, you die. And by the way,
there's a reason why it's called Blizzard, the company, guys. It's literally a mage spell, okay? They are biased towards mages, and frankly, it's disgusting.
if you're leveling a new mage, you might find this rune earlier than you expect. Paladins. Improved Sanctuary makes you even tankier, increasing Sanctuary's damage blocked and damage dealt back to attackers. Wrath lets you crit with Consecration, and applies your melee crit chance to your Holy Shock, Holy Wrath, and Exorcism spell.
Dude, this is pretty dope, man. Paladin, like AoE farming, could be pretty dank at this point, man. Man, if WoWHops played SOD, he would be so happy about this, man.
Let's look at Priests. Pain and Suffering allows your Mind Flay ability to refresh the duration of Shadow Word Pain, while Surge of Light causes your crits to make your next Smite or Flash Heal instant cast.
Smite Priest.
Rogues. Honor Among Thieves is incredibly powerful, granting you a combo point each time a party member scores a crit.
Dude, that's nuts. I think it has an internal cooldown of like 1 second. But bro, you're gonna get a guaranteed like combo point every second. Oh my god, I wanna level Guzualdu, man. I have a Alliance Rogue on Lone Wolf. Maybe I should level him up, man. Just, you know, just a little bit. Oh, goddamn.
Combo point each time a party member scores a crit. It does have a short cooldown, but you'll be swimming in combo points with this rune. Cut to the Chase makes it easier to keep Slice and Dice up by allowing Eviscerate and Envenom to refresh it back to its max duration. Next up.
What? Wait, that's insane. And they don't even go on the same one. This is a Helm rune, this is a Bracer rune. Okay, so you're gonna get infinite combo points from like Honor Among Thieves, and then you're gonna always refresh your Slice and Dice when you Eviscerate. So basically your rotation will be like Slice and Dice and then just Eviscerate and Blade, what is it called? Blade, I can't remember the name of it. That's crazy good for PvE, yeah. Unless they're the same slot. Well, they aren't. Bracers and Helm. Blade, not Blade Fury. Saber Slash? Saber Slash, that's the word, sorry.
To refresh it back.
Rogue main. Well, okay, yeah, I'm a rogue main, but I don't know SOD ability names just by like, you know, in my head always.
Back to its max duration. Next up are Shamans.
Ooh.
When you deal melee damage, Mental Dexterity applies your intellect to your attack power, and then applies 30% of your attack power to your spells.
Spell hands? Wait, that's insane. This is what made spell hands really good in TBC, right? Chat, are we maining Badouche? Like, bro, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. Are you crazy? So you double dip into both. Chat, I might level Badouche first in phase 3, I'm not gonna lie. This was what TBC Teller made Shaman broken? Yeah, exactly, Gimli, yeah. What? We have to level Badouche, chat. By the way, I want to do a 10-man Shaman no more again today, guys, on Crusader Strike soon-ish, if people are down for it. That is crazy.
Riptide is a fan favorite that instantly heals the target for an initial amount, and then heals for a similar amount over time.
Dude, honestly, good. Resto Shamans have gotten no love whatsoever. This is nice.
When you chain heal a target with Riptide active, it gets consumed to power up the chain heal. Warlocks. Pandemic makes damage over time spells even more overwhelming by letting them crit.
This is nuts.
With this rune, you can summon the iconic Felguard to supplement your stable of demon pets. The Felguard is a powerful melee damage dealer capable of both tanking and dealing out serious
I don't think Felguard is that exciting, but I think this is crazy. The fact that dots can crit.
Punishment. He's not the only new demon you can summon this phase, but I'll let you discover that on your own. Warriors. With Taste for Blood, your rend damage lets you use Overpower once per 6 seconds.
That's cool.
Sword and Board gives your Devastate and Revenge a chance to reset Shield Slam's cooldown and make it cost no rage.
I like Arms Warrior. I like it. I think Arms Warrior with two-hander is like giga fun, personally. I think Fury is okay, but I prefer Arms for sure. And then the shield, this is pretty cool too.
This time, warriors get a bonus rune.
What?
The much requested Gladiator stance lets you live that sword and shield gladiator fantasy.
No way! Increase damage while you're wearing a shield by 10% and increase your block chance by 10%, reduces armor by 30 and threat grenade by 10. Dude, I want to play everything! Oh, what?
Increases your damage when wearing a shield, as well as letting you use abilities from other stances at the cost of survivability. This is one we've really been looking forward to bringing to the season,
insane.
And we can't wait to see what warriors are able to do with it.
That's crazy. What the heck? The Weber thing for the 4 months. One more phase, one more alt. Oh my gosh.
I love watching players work together to find all the new runes each phase, and I'm looking forward to this one.
What?
Up next, Nora will join us to talk about PvP updates.
Do I go
Hey,
shaman?
thanks, Matt.
Hi.
My name's Nora Valletta, and I'm a lead software engineer on WoW
Nora.
Classic. I'm here to talk about some of the other updates we've got coming in Phase 3, starting with PvP.
Okay.
One of the things we've learned from previous phases is that PvP can be a bit rough when the only thing available is PvE gear that is generally set up with output stats rather than
You just get one shot. Yeah. SOD PvP right now is just one shot.
survivability stats. As a result, we're going to be introducing a brand new level 50 PvP set that
Oh.
requires ranks 5 through 7 to equip and earn. This is similar to the rank 10 and rank 13 PvP
Really?
sets in that it's a full 6-piece set with appropriate PvP set bonuses.
Are they doing resilience or are they just giving us stamina?
There will also be a starter set available.
I hope it's just stamina. But we'll see. I'm not a big fan personally of resilience for that, but I hope it's just stamina and stuff like that.
From a new faction called the Emerald Wardens, but we'll go into more detail on
Ooh.
them later on. Here's a quick look at a few of the new PvP set items. You'll
Oh my gosh. Hey, this looks nice. Yeah, so it's just like good stats for PvP. Yeah, good PvP stats. I like that. Yeah, stamina set bonuses, some damage and healing. Okay.
notice that they are a bit more specialized and focused than the
armor
previous
and
level
stuff.
60 PvP sets were. Each class will have a variety of sets available to them, such that multiple different
Damn.
specs or roles are covered. We're also making a few adjustments to the Blood Moon event, including
Yeah.
adding brand new rewards for level 50.
Ooh.
We'll also be adding a new currency for the level 50
Massacre
rewards
coins.
called Massacre Coins, which you'll earn when killing higher level players in the event. We'll be retiring the blood-stained commendations that are currently available from the Blood Coin vendor. Any
Oh.
existing commendations that you have will still function after the patch, but don't hold on to them forever.
Okay.
They will expire after 2 weeks.
Like,
We
spend
think
them
it's
now.
okay if you're
Yeah.
able to bank these now to give you a bit of a leg up on PvP ranking at the start of the next phase, but we don't
But this seems
necessarily
cool.
want you to be able to hoard enough coins to get you all the way up to rank 14 later on when that rank
Yeah,
becomes available.
get that.
We'll have a new PvP honor consumable token for level 50 as well, purchasable with the new currencies. And how about some gear? Here are a few of the new items available via the Blood Moon event in
Ooh, hold on. Corrupted Smashbringer. Smashbringer. Knocks targets over 2 seconds, 3.6 speed, lots of stats. Barbed Spear, which is a very, very... What? A throne? Oh, so it's just like a throne that like it's like a ranged stun. What the hell? But it has a 5-minute cooldown. Crazy. Then there's a demon thing, and then there's a your target leeches health from targets. Interesting. Okay.
Phase 3.
Yeah, warriors.
Do
yeah.
note that the Headhunter's Barbed Spear is a warrior-only weapon. We also realize that
Oh,
ranged
shit.
hunters may have felt a bit left out last time, so
Yeah.
we've gone ahead and given them a pretty strong crossbow option in this round.
Okay.
Well, Phase
Interesting.
3 of Season of Discovery will soon be upon us, and with it comes new
Hmm.
loot, new opportunities to gain experience, and new adventure. Let's take a quick look at our new PvE world event called Nightmare Incursions.
PvE. Wait, so is this like what?
Picture, if you will, the 4 emerald portals scattered across Azeroth.
Yeah.
At this point in history, the Dragons of Nightmare, Terrar, Ysondra, Emerus, and Lethan have not yet arrived to spread their terror.
Yeah.
However, as you approach each portal, you can't help but sense hidden danger.
Okay.
Something's not quite right. Those brave enough to enter an emerald portal will be plunged into a realm seeping with corruption and overrun with dragons, treants, and other poor souls driven mad
that's
by the
sick.
corruption. But beware, not all foes are alike. Some enemies can be defeated by a single seasoned adventurer, while others are perhaps too powerful to be faced alone. Nightmare Incursions offer repeatable PvE content for levels 25 through 50. To check
Wait,
it out,
that's sick. Wait, so you can also level... what?
simply enter one of the 4 emerald portals located in Duskwood, Ashenvale, Hinterlands, or Feralus. This is a great new opportunity to earn experience, and those who choose to jump in and fight the corruption will have the chance to earn reputation with an all-new faction called the Emerald Wardens. With
This looks really cool. What?
great danger comes great rewards. The Emerald Wardens will be very grateful for your help and will be offering a selection of choice new items to sweeten the deal.
Cool.
One of the cool things about Nightmare Incursions is that we plan to include some rewards at different player levels, as there will be content available for players roughly level 20 all the way to 50 across all 4 Nightmare portals. The first example
See, this is what I mean with like SOD, like the new stuff, like new dungeon style things, new things, stuff like that. That's really awesome. I love like remade dungeons, like, you know, the BFD Nomer and ST, but like something new is kind of sick, man. We'll see.
is this Nightmare Siphon Trinket, which could be really fun for low-level alts. For level 50, we have the Roar of the Dream, a somewhat
Wait, this is insane for leveling.
unique ring that has a sizable spell damage proc on it. Lastly, we also plan to take a page from the Burning Crusade playbook and make a level 50 PvP set available at Honored with the new Emerald Wardens faction.
Okay.
This set isn't as powerful as some of the other PvP item rewards we plan to add this phase, but it's a good stepping stone into the better items later on. With the launch of Phase 3 comes a host of interesting new updates to professions. Continuing on from the first 2 phases, we'll be introducing a new quest chain to give players access to new Nightmare armaments, crafting recipes, as well as some fun things for engineering, enchanting, and alchemy. We've also learned a few lessons from the previous phase of professions, so the cost to access the recipes will be essentially free in terms of raw gold, and the cost of the recipes that Ziri offers and Nomergon are going to be decreased as well, in case you want to buy additional recipes for completion, or you have an alt that wants to snag the recipes for themselves. We think gold sinks are important and are going to explore different ways later on to do that are not so directly on the critical path of gear progression.
Yeah, it did feel like too much with the whole Nomer stuff, where you had to spend... I mean, in the beginning, it was like 300 gold pretty much to get your item. It was just way too extreme, right? Profession updates. Channels the power of the void, granting immunity to fear for 15 seconds. Oh, shit! I mean, I guess every warlock is running that metamorphosis anyway, so they don't have fear, but still. Chance to increase your spell damage by 30 and chance to dodge. Damn, okay.
Here's a quick look at a few of the crafted items you can make this phase. There are many more across various professions and for various specs and roles. As you can see, some of these items offer interesting new on-equip effects which are applied while you're under the influence of the Nightmare. If you'd prefer to stay nightmare-free, we've got some cool new items, such as the Void-powered Slayer's Vambraces, which can grant you immunity to fear for 15 seconds.
That's insane.
We do plan to allow you to pick up specializations this phase, as well as allow you to level to 300 in each profession.
What? Profession specialization will be available. Oh, for like the... okay, I understand.
Additionally, we've added a few new surprises
Holy
here.
crap.
For example, we are adding a quest to allow you to get additional potion, elixir, and flask procs when crafting those types of consumables. You'll also have to do a little bit of legwork to unlock these things, but the benefits should be well worth it. The lion's
I mean, that's fair. Some good stuff for some professions. Lucas, thank you so much for the 4 months.
share of our new toys involving professions specs will be coming after level 60, and we have some very cool things planned there to allow you to make the most of your professions.
Cool.
Well, that was a lot of updates. I hope I didn't forget anything. Josh, I'm not forgetting anything, am I?
Now that you mention it, Nora, there's one small system update you might have missed. But first, hi, I'm Josh Greenfield, senior game producer on WoW Classic.
Hello.
So there is one small system change coming, and honestly, the update is so minor, we almost...
What is the Epic WoW Team hoodie? It increases coziness and comfort by 11. Sorry, it just looked really funny. Yo, Soup, thank you for the 58 months sub, by the way.
Didn't mention it because we didn't think anyone would really care, but since we're all previewing things, we figured we might as well. So, in 1.15.2 with Phase 3, you may
Dual spec! What? They're actually doing it! Oh, hoy, they call me Brightbeard and hail from faraway land to the east. I come seeking to educate those with the proper aptitude and sufficiently deep pockets to become multi-talented individuals. No, literally, I can teach you to utilize beautiful different talents. When I give it a go, all you need to do is a sack of 50 gold pieces. Okay, dual specialization. Damn.
Upon a dashing dwarf from a faraway land that has one very special talent that he wants to share with you for a small fee, of course. Actually, to be a little bit more
specific, level 40, okay.
He has 2 sets of special talents to share. Like I said, we were pretty sure this wouldn't be a big deal to most players.
Oh, 2.
We probably should have just left it out of the presentation entirely.
Okay, dude.
So, with that, we're approaching the home stretch, but we've got a tiny bit more to discuss, and we want to take some time to cover a few other miscellaneous topics, commonly asked questions, as well as a quick look at how things will start to shape up at level 60. So let's jump right into that. So the first topic here is world buffs. As with the previous phases, we'll continue to allow you to use the previous world buff up through the current max level. The new raid, Sunken Temple, will also include a new world buff.
Ooh.
We'll also be making some rather powerful consumables available for exchange on a certain NPC using materials found in the Sunken Temple raid.
This is nice.
These are spiritually similar to the Zanza elixirs that you could obtain by exchanging items found in Zul'Gurub. They're
it's like the stamina and stuff like that.
Quite powerful, so you'll definitely want to bring them with you to the raid when you can.
Cool.
Also, as with previous phases, we did want to clarify that bankable, repeatable turn-in items will not function to allow you to level quickly from 40 to 50. We really love the preparation aspects of original WoW,
nice that they're saying
and things like pre-questing are great. But being able to bank hundreds or even thousands of repeatable quest turn-in items to get multiple levels right when the phase begins is not going to be supported in this or any phase going forward.
I think it's just like, why, right? Like, it's...
To be clear, this includes things like Marks of Honor, Wastewander water pouches, and the troll necklaces from the
too sweaty.
One of the big lessons we've learned in Season of Discovery is how tricky it can be to balance the level up journey and the outdoor world, but to also encourage players to play multiple characters. It's tricky to manage, especially against a seasonal backdrop where the content phases are relatively short by World of Warcraft
not as much about the leveling.
To help out with this a bit, we introduced a very powerful Discoverer's Delight XP buff at the midpoint of Phase 2. And while that was effective at increasing the speed at which you could level alts, it didn't really help to reduce the fatigue that came with leveling your first main character. By way of a compromise, in Phase 3, you will earn 50% additional XP from all sources from levels 40 to 49, and this will be active right when Phase 3 goes live. This is just to give a slight nudge right away. It will still be a sizable number of hours to hit 50, but this will help move that along without feeling like you're either just flying through zones or conversely in danger of running out of quests. If questing...
Listen, man, nobody's gonna run out of quests. Everybody's gonna be inside Sulfurak spamming, killing trolls, okay? Sulfurak will by far be the fastest leveling method. It's just the truth.
Is your preferred leveling method.
That's just gonna be it.
Note that the 100% buff from 1 through 39 will remain in place as well. Overall, we think that these buffs are a decent solution, but they aren't what we consider to be ideal. We're going to carry a lot of what we learned forward if we do something like this again, and maybe look at other adjustments we can make to help smooth the leveling curve in general.
Yeah, maybe Incursions are gonna be good.
As with Black Fathom Deeps before, Nomergon will give a sizable amount of XP for each boss kill. So continuing to run that with your guild will be a worthwhile activity when it is available.
This is good.
To you.
I don't mind that.
On the same token, we see Nightmare Incursions as a good quick way to get a good chunk of XP if you find yourself wanting a change of pace from your normal leveling routine.
I think this is nice. I have a feeling like, yeah, these incursions might be really bonkers for XP, but I mean, I guess we'll see. It's just good having different options. Doing some dungeons, doing some questing, Nightmare Incursions, do a No More again. I think it's fine with a little bit of variety, right?
There's a lot of repeatable content that gives experience there. As for the raid release and lockout schedule, we've been thinking a lot about this, and we've decided to shift Sunken Temple to a weekly lockout, and it will be available right at the release of Phase 3.
I think that's fine, man. I don't know. The 3-day lockout is so much, man. you almost like burn out on the raid immediately because it's so much raiding like all the time, and you don't even get to like look forward to the next raid. It's like whenever you've done a raid, it's like, okay, we're raiding again tomorrow or like 2 days. It's like a little bit too much. I like the one a week. You do your raid, it's fun, everything like that. It's also a 20-man will be harder to get groups together. Yeah, but the fact that it's like a 1 week lockout, I think this is just better personally. I think like 3-day lockout raids should not be your main raid. It shouldn't be like your main thing, right? It should be like a side dish.
Similar to what we did with Nomergon in Phase 2.
Yeah.
Players will have 5 full days to hit level 50 if you want to try and
really
get in a raid during that first lockout, and then the raid will work like any other weekly lockout, resetting on Tuesday or your normal regional lockout day. We decided to make this swap for a few reasons. First, we've gotten feedback from players saying they would like to have a bit more consistency with their raid schedule, and with the raid size going up to 20 players in this phase, being able to plan long-term is even more important. We'll also talk about this a little bit more in the next few slides, but we're also thinking ahead to what the raiding landscape will look like once we hit level 60.
Cool.
That also informs this decision.
So next phase is going to be 60, like after this one. That's going to be sick.
Lastly, on this topic, we will be sure we are being...
Ooh, 20-man raid, bring back 10-man raid. I personally think 20-man raid is more fun than 10-man. For your main once-a-week raid, I think 20-man is more enjoyable personally. I don't know what you guys think. That's what I think, right? I think 10-man raiding can be fun, but as a side thing. Like, as like, okay, we do like a little side 10-man raid. If it's your main raid, I think 20-man personally is more enjoyable, right? It feels more like a raid, man. Like, I don't know, 10-man doesn't really feel like you're raiding. But that's me.
Generous with drops to compensate for this change.
Yeah.
That's a good segue to talk about level 60 in-game.
Cool.
Since we're getting close to 60, we think it makes sense to dig into a few more details of what you can expect starting with Phase 4. This preview is very, very early and in no way comprehensive.
Yeah.
But it's just meant to be a minor sneak peek at some things we have cooking. Again, to stress that much of what you will see here is still very much in development, and some specifics could and likely will change.
Okay.
This is more of a look at general thought process, rather than the actual set-in-stone plans we have.
Okay, he's being very careful with that, with what he's saying, isn't he?
As we alluded to a few slides ago, we plan to standardize raid lockouts from level 50 and beyond to a weekly reset.
Cool.
This includes
I like
things
this.
like Zul'Gurub, Ruins of Anchorage, and Onyxia's Lair. We also want to assure with our itemization updates, many of the items, even in early raids, remain relevant for a pretty good long time. Ultimately, this is a very classic approach, and many items you got, even as your pre-raid best in slot, such as the Hand of Justice or the Savage Gladiator chain, remained good for several tiers, and we want to carry this forward.
I think that's good design. I like... It's one of the things I really like about Classic is that even when you're like raiding AQ40 and stuff like that, you can still go back and like there's still like items from dungeons that are like viable. It's good, I think.
With this in mind, however, we know you will likely want to run several different raids a week, but we want to avoid a situation where logistics gets messy because you have to contend with a large number of irregular, unwieldy raid lock types.
Feels like too much.
By the time Blackwing Lair is out, for example, there's going to be a large menu of relevant things to do at level 60, and being able to plan and schedule activities on a predictable cadence is going to be very important.
Yep.
Last quick note on this, while Upper Blackrock Spire is technically a 10-player raid, it's never had a lockout, and that will remain true. It's essentially a 10-player dungeon, and will remain that way.
Yeah.
So go farm those Briarwood reeds.
That's nice. Dude, if they made that a lock, that would be horrible, man. Like, imagine wanting to get some stuff from UBRS and having to like do it once per week, right? Yo, Michelle, thank you for the 14 months, by the way. Thank you so much.
Another very frequently asked question we've received is, what about weapon skill racial bonuses? From the start, we've suggested that you shouldn't need to worry too much about things like orc and human weapon skills long term, and that you should feel good about choosing whatever race you want based on their aesthetics or other bonuses that race gets apart from weapon skill bonus.
Yeah. I still think there should be like ups and downs to playing certain classes or like races, though. I think
every phase we get asked for a status update on this, and we just wanted to confirm that yes, the solution is coming at level 60. At level 60, you will be able to discover a method to essentially swap in and out up to 2 weapon skill bonuses for your character. So, for example, if I were a Troll Fury warrior and I had a mace and a dagger, I could swap my passive bonuses to +5 maces and +5 daggers. Please note that these weapon skill bonuses do not stack with each other or with a certain race's normal passive weapon skill bonus.
Yeah, the human male players are molding. Yeah, so you can be an orc with plus dagger and plus sword, or you can be an orc with plus mace and plus axe and whatever. And you can be a human with plus dagger plus whatever. Gnomes are gonna have escape artist and plus 5 weapon. Dude, gnome is actually gonna be the giga choice for Alliance. Holy, human male warriors molding.
So in the same scenario, if I were a human warrior, I already get plus 5 maces from my racial skill. So instead, I might want to use plus 5 bows and plus 5 daggers.
What?
So maybe my bow skill had a better chance to hit.
Wait, so you can double dip though.
If I was pulling higher level mobs.
Okay, so they can double dip. So humans can have maces and then 2 more. What if they just make it so warriors can carry 3 weapons? Right? They get like a 3rd arm up here or something, and they can like triple wield. Maybe that'd be the move.
Just like your racial skills, however, these passives will stack with any weapon skill you gain from items, such as Obsidian Edge Blade or Maladath Runed Blade.
Oh, it said you can't? Oh, you can't. Okay, I misunderstood. Well, I guess no triple wielding, guys. Yeah, never mind.
These unlockable passives will be available right at level 60, and while there will be a short discovery to unlock them, everyone who wants them will have access to them early on.
Yeah, okay.
Continuing that line of thought, yes, priests will also be able to unlock other races' unique priest spells as well, such as Devouring Plague and Fear Ward. We don't.
That does suck on Alliance, man, that you have to be a dwarf to get Fear Ward. That is like, you know, kind of like a fat ill, right? I don't know. It's just, you know, if you want to raid, you pretty much have to play a dwarf because of the Fear Ward.
I'm not going to spoil how this will work just yet, but just like weapon skills, we do get asked about this a lot and wanted to confirm that this was also coming and would be available early on at level 60. There will also be discoveries tied to accessing these spells as well.
Okay.
So this is the last big item in our level 60 preview, and we think it's the most impactful, as items are obviously going to be a major focus of the new level 60 endgame.
Yeah.
We're essentially totally revamping tier sets to add multiple variants for different specs and roles that each class can fill. We don't necessarily intend to make a full set for every single niche playstyle in every raid tier, as some classes could end up with upwards of 5 to 7 sets every few months. But
this was one thing that was kind of like, I mean, not a bad thing, I suppose, but it's like when you're a warrior, like, okay, do you want to have the tier set? No, it's tanking. So warriors are going to have, like, you know, like a fury, like, tier set, I guess. That's actually interesting. And a shaman, same with shamans. Like, shamans are going to have, like, an enhancement set.
We do want to try and cover a lot of the major roles, as well as some new playstyles we've added to different classes. So that most unique roles each class has access to get something cool at some point during their level 60 journey. Additionally, we plan to revamp many existing non-set dungeon and raid items at level 60, as well as adding new best in slot or nearly best in slot crafting options at 60.
Interesting.
We think there's a lot of fun and interesting things we can do with the level 60 professions and profession specialization crafts, and we plan to expand on those to keep crafting more relevant for a longer period of time.
Dude, they're kind of cooking with this, man. I'm getting quite excited for Phase 3, guys. I won't lie. Like, I am a lot more excited for Phase 3 than I was for Phase 2. I think that there's a lot more interesting news, for sure.
Lastly, swapping profession specializations will be easier and more flexible, but will likely have a cost associated with doing so. We're still ironing out the final design for what this will look like.
Really cool.
If you're familiar with how this worked in Burning Crusade, that might be a good starting point to inform how this might work.
Okay.
Finally, here's a few quick examples of what potential new tier sets could look like.
Oh, Lawbring, increase the holy damage point of your Judgment Crusader, increase the critical chance of your Holy Shock. And there's a Rogue, you gain 5 energy every time you parry an attack. Blade Dance now also reduces magic damage you take. Instead of putting the Rogue into Stealth, Vanish now has a 90% magic reduction over... What? That's Cloak of Shadows, pretty much. Like, it's for tanking, I suppose, but what the hell?
These are very much not finalized, so any of the stats or set bonuses could and probably will change.
And then there's the Druid. There's Druid as well, guys, I guess, over there somewhere.
First off, you'll notice we've got a tanking rogue set with a very interesting 8-piece bonus. We've also got a Shocking and Paladin set.
You want to read that? Fine. You want to read the Druid set? Fine. I'll put it myself over here. Each thing a Moonfire damage grants your next Starfire. What the fuck? Each take a Moonfire damage over... Bro.
Raise up key abilities.
So it's 100% more damage?
Such as Exorcism and Holy Shock. Lastly, we have a Boomkin set that really leans into some of the bonuses we've recently added to Moonkin form. Again,
Indocs,
these are
thank you for the
somewhat
7
early
3 months.
on, rough draft versions of some of these items, but we think being able to make exciting new variations of these iconic item sets is very cool, and it's going to be a defining feature of the level 60 endgame. So with that, we're done with today's presentation. Thank you for bearing with us on this
was
one,
sick.
as it was a long one. We've had a blast on this wild season of Discovery journey with you so far, and we honestly can't wait to get Phase 3 into your hands, as well as provide a bit more information on Phase 4 as we start getting a little bit closer to that. As always, we want to express a heartfelt thanks to the WoW Classic development team. Thank you for playing with us, thank you for the feedback, and thank you for the participation in helping us develop this season. We'll see you again when Season of Discovery Phase 3 goes live shortly. Thank you again, and goodbye.
Dude, I'm getting hyped. This is sick, man. Phase 3 is hyped, I think, chat. I think I'm gonna go... I'm definitely gonna go... I think Shaman, guys. For my first character, dude. Shaman is gonna be so freaking insane. Are you crazy? I'll link the video here, chat. Dude, I think this whole post was a W, man. God damn. Let me see some of the comments. Good to see that the SOD team is getting this amount of media presentation. This interaction between SOD developers and community is great. Continue on this path. Some say Guzu skeleton linker stuff below. Been playing the game since launch. Loving to discover someone thanks to Dev for all the hard work they're doing. I think this is amazing. Wow. This is a lot of really, really, really cool news. This is so awesome, man. Yeah, we definitely have to do some Phase 3 prep and stuff like that, guys. But we do have the Plunder Storm as well that we're doing, though. We got a lot of things going lately, man, that we're getting around to.